All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I just wanted to get into this lesson real briefly, Lord willing, to be edifying to the elect. This is a title says, Why is the world in chaos? Okay, now what I titled this video was We're Almost Out of Here. And I was originally going to do a continuation of a video that I had did last night, or a video that I did last night, concerning a kingdom like no other. And I wanted to go through Isaiah the 60th chapter, but the spirit didn't permit it, so I was going to go through that today. So Lord willing, I'll still do that, but I got a few other precepts, to add to the lesson. Now, I was watching a video that was done by the elder Kazakh from Mississippi, and I believe the title of the video was "It's Over." Okay, and I was watching the video, and he was letting it be known. I caught the ending of it. He was going into how at this point, we're pretty much seeing how the Lord is closing the show. All right, we're seeing how the Lord is bringing these final prophecies to come to pass, and the curtains are starting to close. All right, I was also watching the video that was done by the elder apostle Tahar, and he mentioned that as things get worse in the world, really the better it gets for us, because it's gonna get so bad that the Lord is gonna send the angels. All right, he's gonna send, he's gonna come down along with the angels to intervene. All right, on the behalf of his elect. So yeah, let it get bad, because the worse it gets, the better for us. So I want to start off here with the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. And as it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Because we're at the point now where we're closer now, all right, than we've ever been. And this gospel has been preached out by way of the internet to all the four corners of the earth. All right. And we're closer now than we were during Abraham's time, during King David's time, during the New Testament with the time of the apostles, during the time of slavery, during the time of the 1960s, 1970s, during the time of 2013, 2016, 2018, 2019. All right, we're closer now than even we were in the beginning of this year. Okay, so it's cause to be joyous, but converting that joy into energy, into motivation, into drive to keep on pushing. All right, to keep on doing the work, understanding that we're at the end. All right, the kind of headlines that we're seeing now is something that you wouldn't typically have seen in the past, and that's because there's a change, a transition going on. All right, in which the natural meets supernatural, in which the normal meets the not so normal, in which the sleep meet the woke, so to speak. Because we're in the time where the last things that are left to happen are things that are not, on a small scale. These are large scale events that are going to shake up people. It's going to change what people know to be reality. Okay, a lot of people are going to get a shock to the system, but that's okay, because as the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we're seeing the end of this age, as where these elites think it's going to be a rebirth. It's not. It's going to be a shutdown for them. Okay, now this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And in this time, you can't help but do that. Okay, you can't help but measure the time diligently in itself, because there's so much going on that everywhere you turn, there's either a video being done or an article being posted, or popping up, or some news that's on the media. There's always information, and it's all relating back to what? To prophecy. Okay, and you notice that tied to the closeness of these prophecies is what is the wickedness, the flood behavior of this world getting even more and more out of control. I saw a video that the elder Yashawamba put up on his alternate channel, two through an info, and you basically have, I believe it was the Miami police. They basically got they unveiled this new police car, all right, that's just been painted all around with the alternative lifestyle logo, which really they've taken the quote unquote rainbow and they've perversed it. They've perverted it, which is wicked as all hell. And the Most High is definitely going to deal with them for that. But as it says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, and this is why it's so important to understand prophecy, because that way you can identify these signs. You can know when they've either passed, when they're coming to pass, and the ones that are yet to come to pass. And that's how you're able to measure the time diligently. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we understand that we're in the time when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to visit this world. And what does that mean? That means he's going to destroy the wicked. All right. He's going to bring judgment and he's going to deliver his elect. So we're almost out of here. Remember, this is a one-time thing. This happens only once. Once we make it out of here, that's it. There's no more coming back to this. It's going to be for the rest of existence, for the rest of eternity. It's going to be that joy of the kingdom, that relief, that life. Okay? Verse 3 says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, as we're seeing, and uproars of the people in the world, as we're seeing, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, which is true, because applying that to us now, a lot of the things, the scriptures and the prophecies we read, which are words of the Lord written by the prophets, those are things that were written before us. Okay? It says, even from the beginning. And did the Lord not say that he declares the end from the beginning? So we've been privileged enough or blessed enough to have access to the secret counsel of the Lord, to know what he has done, what he is doing, what he is getting ready to do. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of what? Out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. We're almost out of here. Okay, we're at the door. Jacob's trouble is the exit, but it's also the entrance. Jacob's trouble is the exit out of this world, but it's also the entrance into the next, because in Matthew the 24th chapter, it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days. Immediately. So Jacob's trouble is like that portal. Like once the world enters that, the only exit out of that is going to be Yahweh Shai's return. Okay? Because at the end of that, Yahweh Shai comes back and that's it. So it's an exit and an entrance. So that's really what we're waiting for. We're waiting for them to, for it to kick off, because there's a lot of events that are going to transpire within that time frame as they're getting ready to push this MOTB. Now they keep throwing out 2030, they keep throwing out 5 years, but they're really planning to move faster than that. Why? Because the Most High is going to make them. Because he said he's going to shorten the days for his elect's sake. But as it says here, our salvation is nearer than when we believed. So the Lord is getting ready to deliver his elect out of here. And we have to be what? Prepared. We got to be ready and showing the Lord that, yeah, we're ready to get out of here. We want to get out of here. So each day that passes by, we're witnessing the breaking down of the prison bars that have kept us shut here. Okay, now this is the book of Isaiah chapter 60. And it says, a glorified Zion, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. And that's what's getting ready to happen. We were brought here in slave ships, on cargo slave ships. We were brought here as slaves, as rags. Okay, but what we're going to leave out here in style, in riches beyond riches, in riches that transcend the natural riches. All right. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. And that's exactly what you see going on. All right. That's exactly what you see going on, because today all you see people do is you need to have a dark mind in order to do the things that these people do today. Men, women, children, they got damn near little ass kids exposing these children to this profane, perverse lifestyle. So next thing you know, babies are gonna come out the damn womb with gold chains and gold grills, holding Glocks and freaking wearing do-rags, spitting out mixtapes and mumble jumble gang violence and shit. It says, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee, because the Lord is gonna beautify the meek with salvation. He's gonna raise his people up, and his glory is gonna be seen upon us. He's gonna change. That's why he's gonna what? The first thing the Lord is gonna do is change the bodies of his elect, take us out of these chains of darkness. Okay. It says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. And that's what's gonna happen. See, as where everybody is, looked at us, looked down at us as a proverb and a byword, us being oppressed, us being in a destitute state, is going to be the complete reverse that's coming. So when we say we almost out of here, when we get excited because we're going to actually be a holy nation again, not having to worry about your own people attacking you or committing atrocities against you, or having to be under Esau or these heathens. None of that. We're going to be in control. It says, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Yeah, because you're going to have certain Israelites that are going to be in these other lands that are going to be brought, okay? As the scriptures say, I forget if it's in this chapter, all right, or in 2nd Ezra 13, but it also goes into that, okay? Being brought, being offered. It says, verse 5, then thou shalt see and flow together. Because when the Lord ultimately gathers us again, we're not going to be scattered. We're not going to be looking like the heathens. We're not going to be practicing their customs. It's going to be more than evident that we are different. And the Lord is going to do that by making us immortal, by giving us new bodies, by instituting those laws, statutes, and commandments within us, and making us what? Perfect. It says, then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee, the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. And I believe that word forces goes into riches. Okay, let's confirm that. Forces, you have chayal. Yeah, you have here wealth, ability, might, wealth, army. Okay, so we're gonna own all of that. See, today you have these elites, these so-called elites, because they're not really, we're not gonna give them that. They're not really elites. These so-called elites, you have them, and they have control over all the riches and the forces of the Gentiles and of the world. But very soon, the Lord is gonna turn all of that into our hands. All right, we're not gonna have to worry about working or money. We're gonna have real riches. We're gonna have power and riches and righteousness. Okay. It says verse 6, and man, I mean, the earth, the earth in its paradise form, these precious metals and silvers they're gonna be looking better than they are now. You're gonna see what real gold actually looks, feels, what the true properties of it. Verse 6, it says, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall shew forth the praises of the Lord. Yeah, because everybody's going to acknowledge that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the true power. Okay, it's Yahweh and then the son Yahweh Shai. And just like when King Solomon was in his power and his glory, you had people coming there to to witness it. For example, the Queen of Sheba, and she brought all the spices and gifts and hard questions to prove King Solomon. But in that time, they're gonna come up with admiration. They're gonna come up with the best of whatever they have, whatever they're known for, whatever they can offer, and they're gonna bring it to us. Verse 7, all the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. All right, which is Israel ultimately. Okay, because the Lord is going to set us up at Jerusalem, but eventually, as we grow and beautify the world, we're going to expand out. All right, and spread the light and the majesty of the Lord into all of existence. Verse 8, because remember, the scriptures say that the Most High stretcheth forth the heavens like a curtain. All right. Verse 8, who are these that fly as a cloud and as doves to their windows? All right, which is talking about the chariots. Okay, so Isaiah is seeing the chariots, and he's saying, well, what are these? Who are these that fly as a cloud and as doves to their windows? Because guess what? Ultimately, when we get delivered, you're gonna have an innumerable amount of chariots here. But in the kingdom, we're gonna be able to travel in these chariots. Okay, we're gonna be able to have these chariots and travel in them. So you may look up and you may see a brother's chariot just flying by. Man, I mean, it's just gonna be breathtaking to see what the actual sky looks like a clear glass, being able to see the different stars and constellations, having the understanding, the true, proper, righteous understanding of it. Okay, being able to feel the cool breeze. When hey man, you get a cool breeze, like a beautiful wind, just cool, not cold, not hot, just cool, just blowing past you, and you don't got to be suddenly reminded of some BS or some calamity or some sorrowful thought. Okay, but just being able to just have your guard down, and actually relax. I mean, shit. It's hey man, it's just amazing. Verse 9, it says, surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them. See, like it mentioned earlier. Okay, it says, unto the name of Yahweh thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. So we're going to be the center of attention. Everybody's going to know about us, not in the negative like they do now, okay, but as the people of God. These are the holy people. Okay, verse 10, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. And who are those? Those are the heathens. They're going to build up our walls. See, in Egypt, we had to build their cities and their pyramids. Even here, we had to build their cities and their pyramids and do their work. They're going to be building the walls in the kingdom. In the kingdom. And our kingdom, you already know, is going to be unlike any other. Okay? It says, and their kings shall minister unto thee. They're going to serve us. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Yeah, and we're going through that smiting, which is why we're in this low state. But in the Lord's favor, which he's going to have starting on his elect and then to the rest of the nation, it says what? I had mercy on thee. Verse 11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, that they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces, the riches of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. So we're always going to have a constant influx of riches, of gold, of silver, of precious jewels and minerals and anything. And anything and everything, we're going to have the best of it, and we're not going to need to work for it. It's going to just be brought onto us. Okay? Can you imagine that? This is like a fantasy made reality, and that's what's getting ready to happen. So knowing this, we're able to make it through in the mind, at least through Jacob's trouble, because we're like, look, it doesn't matter how bad this gets, it will not compare to what's coming after. All right, even if it's to the point of death, it's still not going to be compared to what's coming after. Verse 12, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. You damn right. Because see, today you have nations that, that don't want to serve Esau. And so he uses his propaganda and his manipulation to demonize them. All right. He tries to shut them out. Look at what they're doing to Russia. Look at what coming at Iran, coming at China. That's what they do. They try to garner the world on their side so that they can be justified doing whatever, hypocritical things they want to do. We ain't going to need to do that. We're going to be the powers. Okay? We're going to be the powers. The world is going to do as we say. But don't need to worry because we're not wicked. All right? We're going to take good care of the world. But all right, but the world is going to be under us. These other nations are going to serve us. But you know what? People get mad when we say that, but you're living in an Edomite supremacist kingdom right now. These nations are set up to serve Esau right now. So why what you act as though it's a brand new thing that we say that the nations are going to serve us? You serving Esau right now. And when you serve us, it's going to be better than serving Esau. After you serve your sentence, your punishment, but even that is going to be better. Or not. But anyway, it says here, verse 13, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. So the wood and the stone and the marble and the materials that are going to be used to build up our walls and our houses and our kingdom is going to be the best of the best, the richest of the richest, the finest of the finest. Okay. Verse 14, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. They're going to be subject to us. And that's justice. People like to say, oh, no, you can't. No, we can. As a matter of fact, the Lord is going to do it. There's no way you're going to take this many lies, rape and murder and commit all these atrocities against us, and you're going to come and print some paper make-believe fiat currency in our faces and say, let's call it a day. Let's call it even. The Lord doesn't do that. The Lord is not cool with that. All right. He's not down with that. It says here, they shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion, the monument of the Holy One of Israel. So, now we refer to the scriptures and we read about the times of old, and that's the record. Well, we're going to be the living record. Okay. The living record, the true holy city. You're going to see. Verse 15, it says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an external excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shall suck the breast of kings. And it's not literal, all right, but it's talking about us reaping the riches, the benefits, okay, from them. It says, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, I am Yahweh, or I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Because the Lord is going to let it be known. He's going to let it be obvious who is doing this, what he is doing, why he is doing it, and for who is he doing it. Verse 17, for brass I will bring gold. Now, today, you know how hard it is to get gold? You know how expensive it is? But in that time, it says, what? For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. So no longer are we going to have our cities policed by leopards, and these wicked, mentally deranged. For some of them, all right, some of them are mentally, literally, they have mental issues, and they're recruited to be put in those positions, okay, to be ruthless like that. But our cities are not going to be policed. We're not going to need these guards, all right, these officers which are really just garrisons, to watch us like we're slave patrol and stuff like that. In the kingdom, your child is going to be safe wherever they go. The wild animals are not going to attack our children or us. Nature is going to be with us. The whole earth itself, everything, existence itself is going to be in our favor. So to think about all of that and to understand that is this close. So when we say we're almost out of here, that's what we're talking about. That's you get excited. You look at all of us, right? That are in this truth, all different ages, different age groups, different backgrounds, and yet there's something that we all instantly rejoice at, and that's salvation. That's the kingdom. All right, so this is legit. Verse 18, it says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land. In this time, all you hear is violence, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord Yahweh shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Now this is not literal. We're still gonna have the sun and the moon, okay, but it's poetically being put that the Lord is gonna be there with us. The Lord is gonna be that light. He's gonna shine and glorify us, glorify himself, and glorify in us. All right, or glory in us. Verse 20, thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. Okay, which the sun and the moon also represent knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, it says, for the Lord Yahweh shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. And that's what we're all looking forward to. Yeah, as the scriptures say, the house of David shall be as God. That's Zechariah, I believe, the 12th chapter, around the 8th or the 10th verse. So the days of our mourning is going to be ended. No more are we going to have to deal with somebody getting shot or gunned down or demonization or none of that. Vexation and, women being demons, and none of those troubles are going to affect us anymore because the curse is finally going to be lifted. Matter of fact, that's a lesson right there. Okay, but the curse is going to be lifted. It says, thy people shall also, or thy people also shall be all righteous. You know how heavy that is? All Israel is going to be righteous? All we know Israel to be is wicked right now. I mean, the amount of times we look at our people and see wickedness is beyond number. And to know that all Israel is going to be righteous, it's like when an evil guy becomes a good guy, and people still look at him funny for a while because it's like, it's hard to believe that, damn, this guy's actually good. It's like when the apostle Paul, when the Lord changed his name from Saul to Paul, and he basically started teaching the word of the Lord, and you had disciples that were still looking at him funny because they found it hard to believe that him at one point being so zealous against the church, had become one that was being used for the church. All right, but hey, believe it or not, thy people also shall be all righteous. Women are going to understand their position and have no problem with it. Whew. Now, the Israelites that are going to be born into the kingdom, they're going to be born into it. But for us to see that fresh transition like that, I mean, it's going to be an experience. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. You hear that? We're going to inherit the land for what? Forever. We're going to have kids, but we're not going to die. We're going to be in our prime for the rest of existence. Verse 22, a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a nation. I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will hasten it in his time. So no more having to, be afraid of having kids and having to deal with, thank God for all that BS that they're doing over here, the abortion, this and that. No. In that time, we're going to be fruitful and we're going to multiply without consequence, without fear, all right, but just with joy and pleasure and purpose. All right. So that's the end of the lesson. I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying unto the elect. Like the title states, we're almost out of here. So just hang on. It's going to get tough. It's going to get difficult, as we get closer to the end. But the fact that we're that close to the end is motivating enough. All right. So hey, stay in the spirit, stay prayed up and pray for fewer days that we may, Lord willing, get delivered out of here. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.